The Elimination Chamber 2026 is in the history books. It's in the record books. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the story about what happened at the Elimination Chamber. It's what happened after the Elimination Chamber, after the camera stopped rolling, is shaking the very foundation of the WWE this morning. Some WWE officials didn't want the Elimination Chamber surprise. We're going to get right into that right now. As a matter of fact, this is breaking as we're doing the video. The WWE debut of Danhausen has quickly turned into a backstage controversy while Triple H's creative team greenlit the segment at Elimination Chamber. Reports from the Wrestling Observer reveal that the signing was far from a unanimous decision. Some executives were reportedly against bringing in the former AEW star, and they supposedly felt that the skepticism was justified after the live crowd at the United Center greeted the performance with a mix of confusion and boos. Despite the rocky start, WWE may be eyeing a future for Danhausen that doesn't involve traditional wins and losses. Brian Alvarez noted that his real value is as a massive merchandise mover and a cult figure who thrives outside of national television. Because he has already built a huge foundation on the independent scene, internal talk, internet talk, suggests he could transition into a specialized WWE ambassador role. This would see him sent into conventions and public events as a unique face of the brand, essentially acting as a modern-day comedic attraction rather than a standard main roster wrestler. So that is what's going on. What did you think about his debut? I felt that it was lackluster. I felt it was mediocre. I felt it could have been a hell of a lot better than what it was. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot more on Danhausen because we are in a state of absolute and total emergency this Sunday morning following the Elimination Chamber. Remember, it's so important to like, hype, click the bell, turn on all notifications, and subscribe to keep the show going, to keep it moving. Now, we are talking about massively deleted tweets, immediate suspensions, unscripted wardrobe malfunctions causing live feed blackouts, and legitimate backstage hatred boiling over between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. We got Randy Orton is going to headline and main event WrestleMania once again. Before we get into this massive breakdown, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button right now. I stepped away from my 9 to 5 to grind to do YouTube full time because I know how much this sport means to us. I do this to keep the passion alive and to provide for my family. Every single subscriber keeps the lights on and keeps the real truth flowing on YouTube. So hit the button. Let's get right into the chaos. Let's start with this absolute disaster surrounding the WWE debut of Danhausen. The fans were ready. The arena was buzzing, but the second he stepped through the curtain and returned backstage, things went completely off the rails because the reaction, the reception that Danhausen got was not what the WWE was expecting. That is not what they were ultimately anticipating, but that is exactly what the world saw last night at the Elimination Chamber. Now, I've got to emphasize this because Danhausen posted this himself. This is not rhetoric. This is not rumor. This is not gossip. Hell, this isn't even speculation, viewers. This is what was said online before it was deleted. Danhausen, he posted it, and then moments later, it was deleted, gone. But the internet is undefeated, and the screenshots are circulating everywhere. Management is completely scrambling. Why would a guy make his highly anticipated debut and instantly try to walk out? He says, "I quit." Danhausen said the following: "I quit," or "I'm quitting." Something between those lines. Was there a change to his contract? Did Triple H lie to him about his creative direction? TKO is doing everything they can to bury the story today, but the locker room is talking. Danhausen might be done before he even starts in the WWE. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that. Now, again, is Danhausen really quitting? Do you want to see him removed? Do you see him want to quit? Does he fit into the current landscape of the WWE? And what did you think about Danhausen when he was in AEW and when he wrestled for them and when he was competing for that very brand, for that very company? But the Danhausen situation is getting completely overshadowed by the catastrophic disaster that happened during the Women's Elimination Chamber not once but twice last night on ESPN. Now, if you were watching the live feed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The screen glitched, the feed cut, and the fans were left staring at a censored screen. Why? Because of a massive, devastating wardrobe malfunction involving both Kiana James and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, in the Attitude Era, this would have been just another Sunday. But in 2026, under the TKO board, it is a corporate nightmare. I am receiving rumors this morning that Kiana and Raquel could officially be suspended due to this wardrobe malfunction because there is obviously some panic going on at ESPN. Suspended. Yes, you heard me right. Suspended due to a malfunction, a wardrobe, melee, a disruption. Management may very well be furious. They are calling it a live feed sabotage, and they are laying the blame directly on the talent. The locker room is in an uproar because they feel like Kiana Raquel are being severely punished for an unscripted accident. But TKO may not be playing games here, ladies and gentlemen. They may have to step in, and they could be pulling them off the road immediately due to what we saw and what we got last night at the Elimination Chamber. Your thoughts, your comments, your emotions, your feedback on all of that, because this is where we're at, and this is what I do. We lay out the foundation on the unapologetic, brash, and brazen. Now, if you thought the suspensions were bad, wait until you hear the audio leaks, ladies and gentlemen, from backstage. The bad blood is really brewing now that it is set, now that it is confirmed. It will be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Finn Balor could have ruined those plans. Finn Balor could have went in a completely different direction, and he could have changed the course of history, but that was not to be. That was not to happen. Now, the locker room, the situation, somewhat complex. But if you thought the suspensions were bad, viewers, oh no. Roman Reigns and CM Punk is no longer a work. It is 100% real, and it exploded last night following their matches at the United Center. Now, when these two crossed paths backstage, Roman Reigns looked CM Punk dead in the eyes and said this. Now, I know there was a lot of people saying, well, why didn't Roman Reigns show up? Why wasn't Roman Reigns there? Well, according to rumors and gossip, Roman Reigns was actually backstage. He looked CM Punk dead in the eye, or this could just be a precursor to what happens on Monday Night Raw, because remember, Roman Reigns is returning on Raw this Monday night on Netflix. The only reason you're back in WWE is because I allowed it. He then openly stated in front of the locker room that he has always hated him. How did Punk respond? You already know that Punk will not back down. Punk fired back in person and on social media, calling the tribal chief a part-timer. Punk looked right at Roman and declared, I make people step up and become the best version of themselves because they want to shut me up. They want to shut me off. Now, this wasn't a promo, guys. This was real life. The tension is so thick that you could cut it with a knife. And Triple H completely losing his grip on the locker room. Is Triple H completely losing his grip on the locker room? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that as we are detailing it, but we are not derailing it. Now, in other news, we have to shift to the ring because the Elimination Chamber match itself was actually hijacked. The masked attacker finally revealed himself, and the roof blew off the United Center. When he pulled that mask off, it was Seth freaking Rollins. But what is going to be the fallout? What is the next plan? What is the next strategy? Well, according to bodyslam.net, Seth Rollins is officially medically cleared. He has recovered from his shoulder surgery way ahead of schedule. Seth slipped into that cage completely unnoticed and blindsided Logan Paul with a brutal kick and then a curb stomp, followed by, again, that massive stomp. And who capitalized the American Nightmare? Cody Rhodes, who pinned Logan Paul and eliminated him from the match. Seth Rollins is back, and he is coming for blood at WrestleMania 42. Now, there's a couple of different situations here. There's a couple of different scenarios. We know that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are obviously out of the picture. There is rumor and gossip that Seth Rollins will find a partner, potentially Dean Ambrose, for a one night, for a one-off. If the WWE and AEW can agree, if they can come together, if they can come to some sort of money, some sort of contract, where on the night it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory in a massive tag team match on the grandest stage of them all. But it's going to come with a stipulation because it's not just going to be a regular random old tag team match. Oh, no. You see, it could be a handicap tag team match with Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory, a 2-on-1 handicap match. But if Seth Rollins can win, again, this is if Dean Ambrose doesn't come back. That's if Jon Moxley can't reach a deal with the WWE. That's all if. It is all if work at this stage. But stranger things have happened. There have been crossovers before at WWE. Just look at TNA. Look at the crossover between TNA and WWE. Just look at that right here and right now. That is the catalyst to this. But the caveat, the stipulation would be if Seth Rollins can win, if Seth Rollins can get the victory over Austin Theory and Logan Paul in a handicap match, or even if the situation becomes a tag team match. We are hearing rumors and gossip. We are hearing scenarios where if he wins, if Seth Rollins can get his hand raised at WrestleMania, this is the caveat. This is what people are going to be anticipating. This is what people are going to be waiting for. Seth Rollins would get 5 minutes in the ring by himself with Paul Heyman. And can you imagine what Seth Rollins is going to want to do to Paul Heyman one-on-one in a 5-minute match. He could destroy and destruct and retire Paul Heyman on the grandest stage of them all. So what would you think about that stipulation? Also, speaking of WrestleMania 42, the entire world title picture has been flipped upside down and inside out as far as I'm concerned. And again, what was your review, your thoughts of the Elimination Chamber last night? What was your perception? What was your view? This is Seanzviewent, but it's all about you. Again, the entire world title picture on SmackDown on USA Network has been flipped upside down. Dave Meltzer dropped a massive report this morning, and he confirmed what we had been suspecting all along. The world title match in Vegas is likely going to be a triple threat or a fatal four-way match to maximize the prestige of the WWE Championship, the richest prize in the industry. Meltzer explained that WWE's current storyline direction makes it physically impossible to leave key players off the card. Think about it. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. All of them have explosive claims to the main event, to be the WWE Champion, to be the #1 contender. Now, Meltzer believed that based on the Elimination Chamber fallout, we are going to see a multi-man war for the championship. If you thought Randy Orton punching his ticket was the end of the story, well, you're going to think again. The TKO board wants maximum star power, and a fatal four-way is exactly how they get into it. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on that. But, ladies and gentlemen, will WrestleMania even happen the way that TKO wants it? Because right now, the corporate office is in full meltdown mode. Let's circle back to the Kiana and Raquel wardrobe malfunction for one moment. This isn't just a WWE issue anymore. Reports are circulating that the FCC could be getting involved. Could be, maybe, we don't know. Broadcasters are panicking. Sponsors are threatening to pull their money because of the live feed disaster. TKO is dealing with an absolute legal emergency, and they are currently censoring and scrubbing elimination replays from all platforms. Now, if you go back to watch it right now, that footage is missing. WWE is trying to erase it from history. This is where this could get very deadly, guys. Danhausen quitting immediately, right? We have a Sunday morning, guys. Imagine this. This is the fallout. This is what we're getting 24 hours after the Elimination Chamber. We have never seen a Sunday morning quite like this in a very, very long time. Danhausen quitting immediately. Kiana Raquel perhaps suspended. Roman Reigns and CM Punk ready to legitimately tear each other apart backstage. Seth Rollins hijacking the chamber as the masked man. A fatal four-way being planned for Vegas. And the TKO board facing an FCC investigation. All this, you gotta be kidding me, guys. This is how we talk about it. This is how we bring it up. This is how we amp it up here for the viewers, the fans, the subscribers, the dividers, the detractors. But I need to hear from you right now in the comment section. Because remember, you got to drive up the comments, the likes, the switch is going to be on, guys. The switch is going to be on at an all-time high. It's got to be ultra. From your premium source, Seanzviewent, your dedicated destination. Now, I need to hear from you. Go down in the comment section. Number one, whose side are you on in this backstage war? Roman Reigns or CM Punk? Number two, do you think Kiana James and Raquel Rodriguez deserve to be suspended for what was, well, an accident? Number three, who walks out of the fatal four-way with the world title at WrestleMania 42? Sound off in the comments below. I will be reading every single one of them today and responding and reacting in real time. Now, listen. If you made it this far into the video, you are the real ones. You are the heartbeat of Seanzviewent. Keep sharing these videos. Keep hitting that like button. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and I am not sleeping. I am not going to go away. Multiple videos a day. I am tracking every single rumor, every leaked audio, and every backstage fight, so you guys have the facts first here on Seanzviewent Entertainment. We were going to make an absolute explanation at the end of the sentence. Make your notification bell and make sure that that notification bell is turned on so that you don't miss the emergency Raw preview dropping later tonight, guys. We got explosive backstage details on Monday Night Raw for tomorrow night today. Now, I want to thank all of you for the support. I want to thank you for keeping this channel alive. And here on Seanzviewent Entertainment, it's not just bye. It's always, I will see you in the next one. Because believe me, with as explosive as these news and rumors are in the WWE, the wrestling headlines are taking over this Sunday morning. We are also receiving word with Randy Orton winning the WWE Men's Elimination Chamber match. The real reason behind Randy Orton winning that was because, well, my God, Randy Orton, when's the last time he has won a match, let alone a multi-man match? Randy Orton has finally done it. Randy Orton has achieved maximum in his WWE career, and Randy Orton is getting a guaranteed shot in the main event of WrestleMania. It's been a long time coming because we've been hearing the chatter, the whispers, the rumors, the gossip that Randy Orton was being treated not the way a WWE icon, a WWE legend, a mainstay in the WWE should be treated. No, the disrespect, the loss after loss, the booking, the creative, everything that Randy Orton has went through, everything that Randy Orton has endured ever since his return in 2023, it seems like it has been a downward spiral. But somehow, in some way, Randy Orton, the volatile Viper, found his way to a win last night finally. But someone else who is getting very frustrated, someone else that is getting very mad. Now, it's not only the botches in the ring, but it's also the way he's being booked, the way that he is being looked at, the way that he's being frowned upon, and that is L.A. Knight. L.A. Knight keeps taking loss after loss after loss after loss. And, it's kind of like the Randy Orton thing that's going on right now. How much more is LA Knight going to take before he blows up on WWE management? How long is it going to take before LA Knight says, okay, I've seen enough, I've heard enough? Or how long is it going to be before the WWE just scraps him, cancels him completely? I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want that to happen. As we all know, he's a megastar. He's over. He's popular. The fans respond to him. Everybody loves LA Knight, but for some reason, the WWE brass that I mean, listen, LA Knight could have at least made it to the final three. The final three, he didn't even make it to that. Because of the booking, because of the actual angle that the WWE is writing here. And quite frankly, I don't know what the WWE is going to do for LA Knight or with LA Knight at WrestleMania. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what their planning is going to be. I don't know what their strategizing is going to be. But they need to do something, and they need to do it quick, because I'll tell you what, that fire, you got to light it. You got to get that match off before it dims, before it goes black, before it goes dark on LA Knight in his entire WWE career. That is what I'm saying. That is what I am doing. That is what I'm supplying. The brash one is brewing it up for you with plenty more to come. We're just going to refresh here with the dirt sheets, the websites, the insiders, those in the know. Let's see. There is a prediction. There is a prediction that AI will create Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair dream matches within years. And again, Danhausen posted, I'm quitting message. I just want to make that known that that was confirmed. It wasn't a rumor. It wasn't a gossip. It wasn't speculation. It was absolutely confirmed. No germ. Subscribe with plenty more to come.